Mugs. Yeah. I hope this isn't a lesson where this is only stuff that North Americans collect, and now you think North Americans are strange, but people do collect mugs. They might collect mugs in the same way they collect other souvenirs. So when you go to Niagara Falls, you can buy a mug that says Niagara Falls on it with a picture. When you go to New York City, you can buy a mug that says I love New York. So you might collect mugs from different places you've visited, or you might have a different reason to collect mugs. A mug is, of course, I think it's a ceramic thing to drink out of, to drink hot beverages. I try to think of what the definition of a mug is. It's one of those. If you drink tea or coffee, you generally use a mug. In our part of the world, we don't use plastic glasses or glass glasses to drink coffee. I know in some parts of the world people do, but in North America, you either drink your coffee or tea from a mug if you're at home or at work, or you might drink it from like a takeout cup if you're getting it from a drive-through restaurant. But some people like to collect mugs. Antiques. This is another one that costs a bit of money. It doesn't have to. It's not like collecting cars where you need thousands or tens of thousands of dollars. But when you collect antiques, it means you collect things that are old. Antiques are things that people used 20, 30, 50, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, or more. You might buy an antique plate or an antique radio or an antique, I can't put my finger on the picture, table, an antique telephone. So again, antiques are old things, and some people just like to collect antiques. They like old furniture and the way it was made, or they like having a few old things around. I think when I'm older, if I had a little bit of extra money, I might collect things from the 80s, like video game related stuff. They wouldn't technically be antiques. I guess they would be, but that would interest me to collect older things that I could have on a shelf somewhere. I guess that's what you do with your collection, right? You put it on a shelf if you can. Toys. Some people collect toys. These are actually called Beanie Babies, I believe. There are popular toys that people like to collect. Often the fast food restaurants will give out toys like this sometimes to encourage people to collect them. What they really want you to do is buy hamburgers. But some people like to collect toys. They'll collect stuffed animals. Sometimes people really, really like teddy bears. And so they'll have a teddy bear collection. They'll have 5, 10, 15 teddy bears, all different shapes and sizes that they have bought and that they keep in their collection. So I do not have a toy collection. Well, it's not true. I think I still have some Lego from when I was a kid, but I wouldn't call that a collection. It's just in a box. But some people like to collect toys. Dolls. Some people like collecting dolls. Dolls are, of course, little toys. Sometimes dolls are created for people to play with. Sometimes dolls are created simply for collectors. So these dolls to me look like they were made for collectors. I'm not sure any kids ever played with these dolls. So again, a doll is a small toy that looks like a baby or child that little kids will play with. And some people really like to collect them. And I bet you old dolls are worth quite a bit of money. CDs, records. So there's a whole list of things you can collect when it comes to music. And it kind of extends into movies and TV shows now. So you might have a record collection or a vinyl collection, or we sometimes call them LPs or albums. They're the original large black discs that are made from vinyl that you can play on a record player. Some people have a CD collection. Some people have a Blu-ray collection or a DVD collection or a VHS. That's the big black tape you would put into a VHS to play a movie. But some people like to collect them. If you have really, really old records from the 70s, they might be worth quite a bit of money, for sure. Film posters. When a film is being advertised, when a film is coming out soon, there are usually posters, usually in the theater, sometimes at the shopping mall, sometimes even at a grocery store. You will see posters advertising or announcing a new movie. And these are desirable as collector items. Like, people really like collecting movie posters. Sometimes people get the original movie posters, but sometimes they just go to a store or they might order online a copy of a movie poster. So if you really liked Star Wars, you might have a movie poster from each of the movies that came out, and you might have them on display. I like movie posters. I don't have any art on my walls, but if I was to put things on my walls, movie posters would be something I would consider. Film posters, movie posters, postcards. So this is kind of funny. A lot of you have sent me postcards, and I do collect postcards now, kind of by accident, because people send them to me. I get about 4 or 5 a week. It's very nice. The address is below. But some people actually buy postcards when they visit a country, and they don't mail it to anyone. So you can buy a postcard and write a message on it and mail it to someone. You can buy a postcard and just take it home and put it in your postcard collection. And then here's another interesting one. I know someone who, whenever they visit somewhere, like if they go to Italy or Japan or South Africa, they buy a postcard and then they mail it to themselves so that they have the postcard and the stamp from that country, and then the little authorization stamp as well. So a postcard is basically a small card, kind of a thick piece of paper with usually a picture on one side of a location, a city like New York, and it will say New York. And then on the back, you can write something and you can put an address on and a stamp, and you can send it. Very cool. I enjoy every postcard I get. I do read all of them. I know some of you send postcards and you might wonder if I read them, but I do appreciate them. So if you want to send me a postcard, there's an address below: P.O. Box 419, Smithville, Ontario, Canada, LOR 2AO. That's my address. It's right down there.